Hello everybody, what is going on? And welcome to the match reaction of Real Madrid versus Galatasaray, where we just won 5-0 at the Santiago Bernabeu with the help of Rodrigo's hat trick. And an amazing hat trick for a guy 18 years of age coming to the Santiago Bernabeu, coming to Real Madrid in his first season, unfazed by any Real Madrid pressure, scores a hat trick. I mean, to be honest, simply an amazing display from Rodrigo. I'm gonna have to give him a 10 over 10. What else can I say? I mean, I didn't watch the whole game. I didn't watch the second half, but I mean, Rodrigo had simply an amazing game. And this is what I've been saying is the positioning from Rodrigo. It's very, very full of good judgment, very astute. And that's what I really, really, really enjoy about watching Rodrigo, is just that overall positioning, very mature, very composed on the ball. Remains calm and composed, in front of goal in the final third. And I think a lot of commentators did allude to this. That's really what I like about Rodrigo. And to be honest, resounding 5-0 win. James says, Rodrigo, goal, 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 goal. There you go. Exactly. Golazo. It was a perfect display from Rodrigo. And, we saw that he had the quality before this game. We saw that, he was going to come good. We saw that he was very mature already. We saw that all the signs were there already. But I think this game really corroborates, really highlights, everything that Rodrigo is about. And hopefully, there is more to come. Obviously, for a guy 18 years of age, scoring a hat trick at the Santiago Bernabeu, the expectations are really, really high already for him. I don't want to place too high expectations. He's only 18. He's obviously learning the trade. But anyways, Rodrigo had a fantastic display nonetheless. Marcelo also had a really, really good display. Overall, until the injury, Marcelo was providing a lot of creativity. Got the 2 assists for Rodrigo. There was, it was very good, the communication between the two. And yeah, Marcelo was having a good game. Obviously, Mendy came in, but obviously I think Marcelo had some kind of nail, and there you have it. But Rodrigo scored the 2 goals. And really, I mean, like I said, it really cements his place in the Real Madrid starting lineup. And that's really what he needed to cement that place. And now I think hopefully going forward we can see more of that from Rodrigo. I'm not saying to score a hat trick every game, but to do it on the right, especially, considering that we didn't have anyone on the right, and Rodrigo is a player probably who's maybe a little bit more accustomed on the left-hand side, to do it on the right-hand side, to score a hat trick from that position to a position he's not familiar with, it just goes to show how much maturity he has, I guess, for his age. Let's see. So, like I said, I didn't watch much of the game. I'm not going to be able to give a lot of insight, but I'm going to try my best. Abhishek says, Rodrigo has the maturity above his age. We need to make sure it isn't a case like Wayne Rooney peaking way too early in his career. Yes, that's a good point, Abhishek. Yeah, we do have to give it a little bit, Obviously, he scored a hat trick today. The expectations are going to be very, very, very high, but we do have to remain equanimous, or how can I say this? We have to remain calm and composed, and not just, we gotta. It's gonna take time, Even if he scored a hat trick, it's still like we have to let him develop. There's gonna be games. There's gonna be good games. There's gonna be bad games. This is a really, really good game from Rodrigo. Dinesh says Rodrigo rocks, 3 goals and 1 assist, top quality performance. Definitely. 3 goals, 1 assist. It's insane, and I forgot about the assist. Anugat says, great result. We really need a result like this to give the players and staff some relief. Yes, definitely. Especially after the Real Betis game, it seemed like a little bit of pressure from Zinedine Zidane and maybe some of the players. But yeah, after this result, we'll definitely be, a little bit more calm, after all this has happened. James says, again, Courtois didn't have too much to do, but still made a great save. And I didn't see that save. I did see Courtois a little bit. James says, really hope this is him turning his Real Madrid career around. I definitely hope so. I do see him a little bit, pretentious, to be honest. Does things maybe that, again, I think he overcomplicates it too much, but again, he had a really good game. Like you said, James, it really made a good save. And, overall, yeah, he didn't have much to do. And that's really what I like to see. And I think it was Naj in the previous videos that has told me that, our defense is really, I would say, is really consolidating itself. It's really coming good for us, 5-0, clean sheet, last game 0-0, Betsy's 0, and then the game before that, I believe we had another 5-0. I think it was versus like an S, if I'm not mistaken. My memory's horrible. But there you go. I mean, our defense obviously is really, really solidifying itself. So hopefully we can continue with those clean sheets. But yeah, overall, a really good performance today. I didn't see, many, many mistakes. I just saw the first half. Like I said, I'm not able to give, much, in terms of second half, but I did see the first half. What I do have to say is collectively, we just look very sound. I don't see anyone really out of place. Everyone looks like they're doing their job properly. I mean, even Carvajal, someone there was doubts about him, he looked pretty good today, to be honest, as well. So, overall, hopefully, we can continue seeing this going forward. But, as we know, Real Madrid has been up and down this season. So, I think we just have to see. Abhishek says Benzema has really taken the baton from Ronaldo. Yes, there you go. Leading the team on the pitch as well as he can. Yeah, he did allude to this actually in the post-match press conference, or not post-match press conference, but he did allude to this when he was being interviewed right after the game, in that, he kind of had that responsibility of kind of leading the team and things along those lines, and he understands that. And it's really nice to see Benzema doing that, because I do think that, maybe he's not the most, he's not going to talk a lot. He's more quiet, subdued guy, but overall, he's got something about him. He's got something about him. And Abhishek says it's really appreciable how he has transformed himself. However, the team needs him to be. I mean, the thing with Benzema is he's a great player. He's going to have inconsistencies. He's a great player overall, but we do definitely need a little bit more goal scorers around him. But I think about Benzema, is imperative to the team. I've always backed him. I've always backed him. I think Benzema is a really good player. Yes, he will miss chances and things like that. But overall, I really do like Karim Benzema. Dinesh says Rodrigo needs to continue his physique. He falls dispossessing continually because of physicality. I did see that. I think it was in the first half where he was going to dribble and it kind of went away from him, and one of the Galatasaray, I think, defenders just shielded the ball, and really he couldn't do much about it. So definitely have to improve that. But at 18 years of age, I'm not too worried about that. But definitely, I think that's a good point, Dinesh. Jonas says, I think Cruz didn't have his best game today, but no problem. This was easy, and Real Madrid took Galatasaray seriously today, which I didn't expect. Yeah, I didn't really expect such a resounding response, and I think that was the nice point about Real Madrid today. It was the intensity at which we played with. It was, the press was really good. The press was effective today, and finally for once, I don't see I didn't see too many times this season where the press was really that effective, and today we really, really saw it. So was really happy to see that. James says Varane was brilliant today, in my opinion. Should get a mention. Yeah, definitely. I think Varane is definitely should get a mention after some bad performances throughout the season. He definitely was good. I think his ball distribution overall is very, very good, and it doesn't get stated quite enough, but I think his ball distribution is pretty good. I like how he makes those runs forward at times too, so definitely gets a mention today. Dinesh says Courtois played well. 4 consecutive clean sheets. Courtois as a goalkeeper, thumbs up. He's improved. I hope he continues this form. Definitely, yeah, I hope Courtois does continue this form, obviously, because he is going to play for Real Madrid. So I do hope to see Courtois keeping this up. But again, it's hard for me to have that affinity for Courtois just because the things he does. But again, I think he's doing well at the moment. I just hope to see him doing well, and it's it's the best interest of the team. I hope he continues doing well because it's in the best interest of the team. Anugat says Madrid's youngsters are outshining the experienced ones. Hope Zidane stays because I feel it's all because of him giving them confidence. Yeah, actually, definitely, that's a good point. Valverde, I know, has been amazing for Real Madrid these past few games. And definitely a few youngsters that are coming through and that are really proving themselves, and another one obviously being Rodrigo. So hopefully we do continue seeing those things, because they're the future. They're the future, We can't always hold on to these, these players like Marcelo, like Sergio Ramos, these players are getting older, unfortunately. As much as I like him, the reality is that they're getting older. Benzema, John says Benzema hold of play was not great in the first half. He was barely involved. I did notice that actually. Benzema, not so great in the first half, but as John is saying, he improved in the second half and was more involved. I wonder why Benzema is so inconsistent when involved. I'm not sure why, to be honest. I just feel like it's one of those things in his game. as a player, I used to be kind of like that. I used to be very, very inconsistent. I used to have games where I really shined, and I used to have games where I was just absent, and I just think it's part of someone's game. It's really, really difficult to rectify that. Possible probably to rectify, but I think it's difficult. Let's see here. Dinesh says Barcelona fans now thinking, is Rodrigo better than Ansu Fati? Definitely, I'm sure they are. I haven't seen much of Ansu Fati. I've seen a little bit of him, bits and pieces. What I can say, he looks pretty good to be honest. 16 years of age too, so there you go. Abhishek says, man, I can't wait for Hakeem to come home. He's future at his position, world class. Actually, that's a good point. Thank you for that, Abhishek. Forgot to mention that. Yeah. So Abhishek says, yeah, Hakeem, yeah, obviously being world class. He's got 4 goals, I think, in the Champions League, if I'm not mistaken, 2 braces already. I mean, it was, for a guy who's playing at right back, and sometimes he's playing as a right winger, but someone who, I think he played at right back, if I'm not mistaken, yesterday. He's doing really well. He's doing wonders over there at Dortmund, and I can't wait for him to come back. I know he'll come back very, very mature. It's a bit like Dani Carvajal when he came back. Dani Carvajal, when he came back to Real Madrid, very, very mature, looked very, very good. Was really, really happy to see him come back, for the Bayer Leverkusen loan. And Dani Carvajal looked really, really solid when he came back. And I think Hakeem is going to be very, very similar in that when he comes back, he's going to look very solid, very ready. And yeah, I can't wait to see him come back. James says Mendy's crossing is so bad. Still love him. Yeah, definitely. I think Mendy going forward, he doesn't offer as much as Marcelo. Unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it, Marcelo is just world class in making chances happen. As much as I like defensively, what I see from Mendy, offensively, there's not much there. Hopefully, he can improve that. He is young, but he does have that heavy touch. Something that I was worried in the preseason, to be honest, and we are seeing that a little bit throughout this season. But hopefully, he can continue to improve that. He is still very, very young. Anugat says, a young Madrid squad of today seems like a world-beating squad of tomorrow. I definitely hope so. Yeah, it's kind of a young, it's got some youth, it's got some experience. So I definitely hope to see some of these players really come, like Vinicius. Obviously, we have Kubo, we have Odegaard, but there's a lot of players, a lot of youth in the Real Madrid side, surprisingly, and these players really, when they come back, I just hope they'll come back good. But we know some of them probably won't work out, some of them probably will. That's just how it works. But can't wait to see what they have to offer. Dinesh says Mendy must improve his crossing and first touch. Hazard not believe in Mendy, passes occasionally to Mendy. That's a good point. Dinesh, yeah, exactly. I think I'm sure a lot of people will have seen this. I mean, I'm sure a lot of the players will have seen this on the pitch already. That obviously Mendy's touch is just so heavy. It's just a bit like Lukaku, right? No, in all seriousness, I hope he'll improve that. I don't think it'll be improved that much, to be honest. I think once you have that, it's very, very hard to improve it. But I definitely do hope he improves it a little bit more. But he is definitely solid in defense, and I think that's what he doesn't have for it in attack, he makes up for it in defense. What Marcelo doesn't have in defense, he makes up for it in attack. So, if we can work with Marcelo and Mendy or something like that, it's good. We'll need Mendy some games, we'll need Marcelo some other games. So, there you go for that. Abhishek says Mendy is so solid in defense, so difficult to get past for attackers, and we'll have to work on the offense. And yeah, exactly. I really like his solidity in the defense. It was something that we were missing in the past season, but this season, we do have Mendy, and then if ever we need to bring in some creativity, some attacking prowess, then we have Marcelo to bring on. Creative contest says Vinicius, bye Rodrigo already surpassed. Rodrigo has already surpassed Vinicius 100%. However, as a counter argument, I think Vinicius, it'll take more time for him to develop. I hope to see him develop. I hope to see him come good. I know it'll take more time for him to develop. I knew it was going to be very, very, very difficult second season for Vinicius, just because the season, the standards last season were a little bit lower. This season, we're seeing Rodrigo come good. We're seeing Eden Hazard. So the standards are a little bit higher this season, obviously, and Vinicius, he doesn't. Of course, he's not going to outshine players like Hazard, like Rodrigo, obviously currently, like Benzema. So that's I guess that's my stance on Vinicius, is that it's just going to take a little bit more time, and now the responsibility really is on Vinicius to really work and continue working and not be fazed by the criticisms, because a player he can really look up to is someone like Eden Hazard. Not Eden Hazard. Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling is a player who he didn't have really end product at Liverpool. Wasn't really he had the potential. He had all the potential in the world, but didn't really have that end product as of yet. And it wasn't until he went to Manchester City where he really started getting that. And I'm hoping Vinicius that we do see something similar. James says, to be frank, I was scared going into A-Bar on Saturday, but I'm confident we will win now. Admittedly, we are extremely inconsistent. I'm definitely not getting ahead of myself in that A-Bar game because we are so inconsistent at the moment. So, like Zidane is saying, just take one game at a time, really. Just take it one at a time. We'll see what happens. Now, for right now, let's just kind of savor this win. Really, really good win, to be honest, to be able to get all the points, all 3 points. And, really, really good win at the end of the day. Creative Content says, I think this is the perfect time to take the lead in La Liga. Barcelona is having a bad time. It's always been a perfect time, to be honest. And Barcelona have been really having a pretty bad start to the season. Been so many chances, and we've just dropped on all of them. So I really don't know. Real Madrid has to capitalize on one of the chances. If we don't capitalize on one of the chances, then we're going to lose the league. That's how it's going to work. Abhishek says, I'm worried about Marcelo. Just hope the injury is not serious. I'm a little bit worried too. I don't think it's anything too serious. I probably think it's something just precautionary. He didn't go down. He didn't go down. He kind of states, from what I saw at least, I didn't see him go down. So yeah. James says, I feel so bad for Vinicius. I hope he can come back, but I feel now he's now behind Hazard, Bale, James, and now Rodrigo. Definitely. I think Vinicius is definitely behind those players, and I think the best option for him would be to go on loan. The thing with Vinicius is he still needs to develop, but he's got the potential. People were saying it last season. He's got all the potential in the world, but he's not there yet. He needs to develop, and I think a loan move would be best for him. Dinesh says, in recent games, Hakimi played as left wing, some matches as right back and left back, versatile and has pace, and he'll be a good addition for next season. Yeah. Hakimi playing right back and left back, yeah, I definitely have seen that a little bit, and he even played left back for us a few times at Real Madrid, when he a couple seasons ago. So, yeah, I think he'll definitely be a good addition for us, and he'll that's really what we wanted. We didn't want to stay with someone like Odriozola. Odriozola very just inconsistent, defensively very shaky. He's probably going to be a French player, probably going to sell him. We're probably going to stay with Hakimi and Carvajal, if anything. I don't think Odriozola really is the answer, even as a bench player. I think, if anything, Carvajal and Hakimi should fight it out. Creative Content says, is Isco injured? I'm not sure about that. I hope not. I did see him come on towards the end of the game, but if you're talking about did he get injured at the end of the game, I didn't really see that. So I don't think he's injured. He was playing towards the end of the game. Anugat says, how much do you think will our game at A-Bar get affected by playing a UCL match just 2 days before? I think it'll definitely be affected. I think we do have to rotate the squad a little bit at least. Because, overall Zidane's been going with this starting 11 quite a bit in these past few days. So I definitely think we'll have, as much as I hate to say this, he probably won't rotate that much, but I think he'll have to rotate a little bit so that way we don't get injuries. Definitely a little bit worrying, as you say, Anugad, because we do have the game in a few days. Is it in 2 days? Is it in 3 days? But yeah, a little bit worrying. We do have to rotate the squad a little bit. Dinesh says, before this match, media be like comparing Hakimi 4 goals and UCL with Madrid 3. But they should have compared with Barcelona 4 goals. That's exactly the media, and that's the thing with taking stats and kind of blowing them out of proportion, right? You just compare them, and you can compare them to virtually anything. You can make a stat look good. You can make you can make things look bad based on other stats, and that's the thing with stats. You can distort them, big time. So there you go. Saturday. There you go. So in 3 days or so, right? You got. Let's see, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. 2 days rest. It's not a lot. Hopefully, I do see some rotation from Zidane. I do not want to do the player ratings, to be honest. I didn't watch the game, so I didn't watch the second half. I watched the first half, but I didn't watch the second half, so I'm not able to do the player ratings. If I were to do the player ratings, it wouldn't be. They wouldn't be very, I would say, congruent with what we saw in today's match. It would just be with what I saw in the first half, and that's why I don't want to do the player ratings today. probably on Saturday versus Eibar, I'll be able to do them. But there you go for that. So overall, anyways, to recapitulate and everything like that, overall, we had a good game. The intensity that I saw from Real Madrid, very, very good stuff. Obviously Rodrigo getting the hat trick. For me, Rodrigo, and I think for everyone too, man of the match, Rodrigo. I mean, definitely an amazing performance overall. Very, very complete performance. Let's see here. Hazard, probably not his best game, but you know what? The signs are there. Eden Hazard is definitely growing into this Real Madrid side and definitely making some magic happen. You're definitely seeing that. I think it was around the 29th minute or something like that. You saw him kind of take a little dribbled past this player, just that little piece of magic. You can see what Hazard is all about, and I think definitely that he'll just grow into this Real Madrid side. And I'm so excited to continue seeing Eden Hazard as best, because I definitely think that, we're currently seeing Eden Hazard, who's definitely really, really, we're seeing that Eden Hazard that we're used to seeing it at Chelsea, I guess. And obviously Benzema doing really good. Rodrigo obviously getting man of the match. I think the whole midfield also did really well. Valverde had maybe a couple sloppy passes here and there, but overall he had a very, very good game. Cruz, probably like Jonas was saying, probably not the best. But from what I saw from Cruz, I thought overall he was pretty decent. But again, I watched the first half, so can't give a really, kind of a judicious judgment, I guess, on that. And Casemiro, yeah, I mean, the guy needs a rest, but overall, he made it happen. Marcelo, Carvajal, I thought they did really well. Mendy did, decently, especially I think defensively he's very good. And you can see he's very, very strong. That's really what I like about him. The center backs were good. Courtois, definitely, growing in confidence, and I'm just seeing some of the stuff Courtois does, man, very ostentatious, but whatever. Is there any transfer news as creative content? I don't think so. Not yet, at least. Hopefully we will see some pretty soon. Thank you for that, Jonas. I will definitely check that out. Yeah, I know. I'll have to definitely check that out, because I was trying to look at that match. Let's see here. Because I was definitely trying to look for the full game, and I really didn't get it. So thank you for that, Jonas. Really do appreciate it. Football full match. There you go. Okay. I'm definitely going to watch that. Hazard was up and down, inconsistent belly. That's exactly it. A little inconsistent, to be honest, but you know what? He is growing into the game, so hopefully we do continue to see that. James says, Dave, what do you think will happen in the game we play versus PSG? Man, I'm not too sure. That's going to be a tough game. Definitely think there's a possibility we can lose. I really don't know. I think after the game versus Eibar, we'll have to see. If I'm not mistaken, I think we do have an international break coming soon, so still a little far. I would like to see what happens after that. So I'm really not sure at the moment. I don't want to give any predictions out. James says we don't really need to win, but perhaps they'll be partly lackadaisical due to already being qualified, and we look better now. So maybe we should use it as a chance to get revenge. Yeah, let's see here. Due to already being qualified, but we already look better now. So I think the players will be looking to win that. I think they do want to get the revenge, like you're saying, James. I think they do want to get that. Yeah, I think they're going to be up for it. Thank you, Jonas. Thank you. Dinesh says in PSG game, they only scored one against Club Brugge in home game. They aren't playing that well. So, yeah, there you go. I think PSG, we can win. We definitely can win versus PSG. I think a lot of the media like to really hype up PSG. And I'm not saying they're a bad club. They are a great club. They have good players. But I think the media really like to hype up PSG. They really like to downplay Real Madrid, if anything. So, I definitely think that there's a possibility we can win, But I'll have to see the context of the game, when that time comes, I guess. And James says, did you see tonight Navas made a penalty save? Amazing double save. Don't tell me that, man. It breaks my heart. I can't even tell you. As much as I like to see Courtois growing in this Real Madrid side, it breaks my heart. No, I can't even think about it. Jonas says Real Madrid needs to play with pride versus PSG. Yeah, exactly. I think that's what it's gonna come down to. Real Madrid, they're gonna be a little bit their pride's gonna be a little bit hurt. They're gonna want to win. So I think there's gonna be some motivation from the Real Madrid players. PSG has 10 shots. Bruges had 14. Jesus, yeah. Wow, that says a lot. So I think PSG, there's a good chance that we win, but there's also a chance that we lose. I think that, like I said, the media like to hype up a lot PSG. They like to downplay Real Madrid. They like to say, Real Madrid, they're not doing good. They're in they're this, they're that. So we'll have to see. Dinesh has Man City versus Atlanta. Interesting match. Finished 1-1 with Man City. Goalkeeper red carded, and Kyle Walker as a goalkeeper for the final 10 minutes. Oh my gosh. It's crazy, crazy. There you go. So pretty much going to end it right there, guys. I think that's all I wanted to say. Rodrigo, man of the match. I don't want to do the player ratings just because, it's not going to be, how can I say, it's not going to be, it's going to be a little bit distorted, for lack of a better word. So there you go for that. Nugat says, just before PSG, we face Sociedad, who are on level points with us. 3 points in the league are more important to keep the pressure on Barcelona. Definitely. I think it definitely is. The pressure is on the league. The Champions League, too, obviously. We want to go for every trophy, but the league is so imperative that we win that. Marcelo did allude to this in the press conference right before the Galatasaray match. Next stream is going to be maybe actually most likely on Friday. Most likely on Friday it's going to be around probably 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. If the game is on Saturday, I think that's when the game is, the next game. So if anything, I will do it on Friday at 2 p.m. Let me just check. So there you go. So Friday around 2 p.m. Central Standard Time is going to be the next stream. So that's all I got for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, Dinesh. See you later. Here, 4 a.m. Holy crap, dude. Yes, good evening, definitely. 4 p.m. here. So it's definitely very, very different. Jonas, see ya. Thank you for being on. Thank you, James. Really do appreciate it. And I'll see you guys probably Friday around 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you for watching, and have